Hello, and welcome to the non-tripartite.
Yes. No more tripartite.
What is it if we're only two
platters.
parties? Is it a duopartite? No.
Bipartite?
Bipartite. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Maybe. I don't
Bipartisan.
know. Bipartisan, yes.
That's
so,
more
welcome
fitting.
back to the bipartisan plotters.
Yes.
So, Mahmoud is not here, so there's silence in the air, I guess. He would fill the silence.
No, totally.
So, what are you wearing on your wrist?
I
On this
am
glorious Monday morning.
this wonderful, glorious Monday. I'm first of all, I'm wearing a T-shirt from my watch club here, from the Caliber Watch Club. It has a nice stitched K in the front, and on the back,
It looks like a Calvin Klein shirt on the front,
on the
and the
back,
C is missing.
yeah, on the back. I need to show you.
What is this? I can't read it. I can't see it.
No, the reading
There's
is
a
okay. It's in German, but it's a Hans Wilsdorf holding up this big beer stein
Yes.
thing.
So apparently, speaking of Hans Wilsdorf,
But on my list,
there's some drama about Hans Wilsdorf, right?
yeah. We can talk
We'll
about
talk
this.
about this.
Here is
Yes.
my wrist shot. It's a Casio
Regular
resin,
plain black Casio.
Brazio.
Brazio.
This is the one with the Bluetooth and tough solar. I have
Yeah.
no idea. It's a GMA, GMB, GBM, GAB. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
the
cannot
one.
follow.
I like this one. It's a very thin watch. I like it for that reason, but
it's
it's
very
still not. It's big. It's big compared to a regular square. I think the square still does wear a little bit better, but this is just a regular plaid. Nothing,
No,
nothing
it's-
super fancy.
It's really cool. It's 500 dirhams on Amazon. Usually you can get it quite easily. It's okay. It's called the GA-B 2100-1 AER. So that's a really plain vanilla one, but I like it very much because it has a
Positive
good
display.
positive display and good contrast hands. Right? It's a
So
black
this
one.
is the reason I didn't buy the Casio. I wanted a black Casio, and the black Casio that is the plain one without the Bluetooth has a negative display. Plus, it's so blacked out that the contrast is crap. So you don't end up seeing anything. This is the nice one.
Yeah, I have released a new version, the metal one, which has also the nice contrasty hands. The newer ones always have contrasty hands, which I'm with you. I had the full metal one, but it was also black dial, black hands, and it was so weird. You had the silver case and then the non-contrasty hands. It wasn't really that great to just read the time on it. So it's so I sold that one, and the new one that came out, the successor of this one, has now just brighter hands and brighter indices, and it makes all the difference.
Yeah, but there's one other issue that I had with it. So when I got my first G-Shock recently, because I had them all, through my youths, I needed it for Formula One and the marshalling thing, right? So in certain instances, we have to time stuff. Mostly during the Le Mans and the endurance races, where pit stops have to be a certain duration, we have to time them, right?
Yeah.
In this case, if you try to time something with the Casio, depending on what time of day it is, the hand might be almost entirely blocking the little bitty tiny window where
But
the
you
timing
do
happens.
know that there is a key combination that can move the hands out of the way, right?
I do not know that. There is.
Yeah. You
So
just
what is
press two hands simultaneously, and then it just go out of the way when you.
What do you mean two hands?
You press the two buttons. I don't know
Which
which
two?
ones. I have to.
Ah,
check this.
okay. So you don't even know.
Yeah, I know it exists, but I just don't know
Show
which
me.
one it is.
Well, there's only
And
how
then
many
they
two
move.
times factorial? 16 possibilities. Go. Try them all. So,
And
yes,
then
this
you
was
can
my
move
issue.
the
Is
hands out of the way.
yeah,
of the
but like
display.
seriously, there are cars coming in. And remember, at the same time, you also have to write down time in and time out of the pit as well. So it's quite a few things that you have to write down. So I think the square was the perfect watch for this.
Okay, it says here, while holding down B, press C. So now I just need to understand what is actually the button D.
A, B, it goes top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. D
No,
is
it's
bottom
actually
right.
exactly wrong. It's top left, top right, then bottom left, bottom right. So while
A Z pattern.
holding
Okay,
B,
whatever.
which is also the light, wait a second, while holding B, press this. Yeah, that's it. So it moved the hands, I don't know if you can see this, now to 1:05, but they're overlapping each other. So they're really just out of the way. So that's it.
I see. It's still, I feel
And
like I
then
would need glasses for that tiny little
If you
screen.
press again, you have to press C again, and then it moves to the
Yes.
timekeeping move. And so, yeah.
There you go.
So there you go.
So I guess because in this case it's at 1:00. So all that happened here was the minute hand went under the hour hand.
Yeah, but regardless where they are, they go there, I think.
You think?
Yeah. So
I think
it just moves out of there because because that's the only thing where it doesn't overlay anything else, because there's this display on 9:00, right?
Yeah, which is the days,
and that's
the
why
week.
it always moves to both hands pointing to the 1:00 marker.
Wow, fascinating stuff, Ralph.
See, I mean, there's solutions for everything. I mean, Casio is not stupid.
No, I
knew that you need to
they
time
did this.
something during a time when the hands are in front of the display. And they found a solution
good.
for it. Yeah.
How many people you think actually know of this function?
How many people use their Casio to time things?
I don't know.
I mean, because
None.
to be honest, while I love having it, this display is really tiny.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, for me,
It is.
like
I was saying, I need glasses for that one.
Yes, me too.
So,
And
yes, okay. End of story, where we would like our squares better.
Yeah, because it's just you can read the little display information better. I think the little display is great to just show like the date, right, or the seconds. But if you want to have a full timing with hours and minutes and seconds, it's just a bit too small. And I think the new memory in pixel display, right? I mean, if they could do that, put this memory in pixel, this MIP display in this watch, maybe on the top. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
they've been saying this, that they've been, people, I should say, have been asking for a memory in pixel on the square for ages.
Yes.
And that's never happened, right?
Not yet. No, not yet.
No, nothing, right? The only memory in pixel watches they have are the smartwatches.
Yeah, smart, or sometimes just Tide watches, right? They do for the Surface, the one that have the Tide information on it and some heartbeat measuring and some stuff. Yeah. It's a shame because they're so highly contrasty. So what are you wearing?
I am wearing my Grand Seiko SBGW 231, which I picked up over the summer. Remember, this watch is discontinued, so I was able to find one at the old price point at the Watch House in Abu Dhabi. One piece, I don't know where it came from. It was missing its stickering. So it could have been like a return or something. Not sure what happened there, but the fact that this watch was discontinued like a year and a half ago, for it to still be kicking around in the warehouse somewhere was strange. But nonetheless, it was over 4K cheaper than the new model that replaces it. And in the new model, there is the exact same stuff. There is the same movement. They changed the way that the crystal is glued down. That was the big selling point, apparently.
Glue?
Because apparently on this watch, the crystal is glued in and the bezel then goes around. And so the bezel, I'm guessing, is not functionally frictioning in the glass. Okay. So the glass, because it's a box sapphire, has vertical edges. So those vertical edges go all the way down to the dial, and they're glued, apparently, to the dial. Now, in this glue that they're using, tiny little air bubbles form after the gluing process. You cannot really see them with the naked eye. You have to get a loop. But all of this specific three-hand Grand Seikos have this problem. And obviously, apparently there's a bunch of forums that talked about it. Grand Seiko owners have taken it in for warranty repair, have gotten it back in the exact same way. A lot of times Grand Seiko says if it's not visible with the naked eye, it's not an imperfection. Apparently that was what some of them were told. So nonetheless, I don't care. I had it on my old one, way worse than this one. So it's not really something you see at all. So there you go. They fixed that issue. Apparently now they are not gluing the crystals down anymore. But that begs the question. If you're gluing the crystal down, I'm wondering, I don't think they're gluing it to the dial. No. I don't know what they're, maybe there's a mid case or something that they're, a plate that the dial goes onto that extends beyond the dial that they're gluing it to. But it seems like it would be difficult to replace or take it apart, right? If you needed to replace a dial or a crystal, it wouldn't be as simple as just pulling it out, because now you have to deal with solvents and glue issues and stuff like this. So,
yeah, it's a bit, it's interesting. I mean, to see all of this.
I feel like I should know better why they're doing this, but I don't.
Oh,
why does Grand Seiko glue their crystals?
And you think you can get information from whatever you're checking?
Because ChatGPT immediately responds with, due to water resistance, to enhance water resistance for splash-proof watches. But there is a whole article on this, on the Grand Seiko glue issue, but I don't know if anybody will have an answer to it. So,
what to do?
Anyway, I will look through it and I will let you know in a moment. Anyway, what is up today? You were mentioning a book. You got a new book, which if you, ladies and gentlemen, don't...
It's a magazine.
Magazine.
Yeah, it's a big fat magazine with 281 pages. But it is in the form of a book. I mean, in the size, it's like A5, I think, something like that. In this, and it's 281 pages, so you get a lot for your money. But it's also a lot of advertising in it. Thankfully, all the advertising is watch related. So from Richard Mille to Rolex to Hermès and Cartier and Gérard Perregaux and Chopard, you have everybody advertising in this book. But it's actually very nicely written. It's called the Arabic numerals. Arabic numerals, not the, just Arabic numerals. It's a magazine about time. So it's people, architecture, horologists, and watches. It has a lot of different interesting interviews in it. So with Kheftet Reshepi, Alexia Genta, about Gerald Genta, of course. She's the daughter of Gerald Genta. So a bit of Cartier, the Hôtel de Horlogerie, and whatever, all of these, François Paul Jean, they have interviews with all of these people in it. It's really interesting. So I have read the article about Gerald Genta, and it was I saw certain anecdotes that you have no idea about, right? For example, that he never wore watches himself. And he said, I don't like watches. This guy.
I agree with him. I don't either.
And so it was very interesting to see how he designed and how his process was and all of these other things. And then I'm always... I think this should be the title of another episode where I'm saying, is Gerald Genta a genius or is he just a spaghetti person? Which, I mean, he's half Italian, but I mean, like the saying is, you throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right? Because he made so many designs. Many of them are probably ugly or completely out there and weird. And he made also very ugly watches. I mean, it's not that he had the hand for pure genius and everything he did was just genius. He made a lot of really, really nice designs, but not all of them were really good.
Shitters. Yes. I mean, just look at the watches that bear his name. The Genta watches are all hideous. Then there's the Charles Genta. Is that what it was? Or is that what the line was called? Which also are... interesting. The Pasha, the Cartier Pasha.
See, yeah, I mean, it's very,
pretty ugly.
the Pasha is very how do you say it, polarizing. Sorry, I'm lost for words today. I don't know what's happening, but it's very polarizing. People love it or hate it. But I don't hate it, but I feel nothing when looking at the Cartier Pasha. For me, it's just like absolutely not for me.
Nothing for you.
No, it's just for me. It's a nothing burger. I just have no feelings for it. So I'm indifferent even, right? I don't even hate it or don't like it. I'm just like whatever. The Santos, the Tank, other watches from Cartier, I love. Yeah, but this is just like And I have another cool topic we could talk about later after our main topic, maybe. Like these little things that once you are being told in watches that you can't unsee anymore, and you always think about it. These little things. Later.
The Baader-Meinhof effect, if I'm not mistaken. Baader-Meinhof effect.
Baader-Meinhof is a German terrorist group.
Yes, it's a cognitive bias where once you suddenly are told something, you start noticing it everywhere. Okay. So essentially, that's exactly what it is. The Baader-Meinhof effect or phenomenon. It's exactly what it is. So if I tell you your Grand Seiko has a bubble in the crown, you will, if you look at your Grand Seiko and you see a bubble in the crystal, you will never unsee that crystal.
What?
And you will start seeing it everywhere. Until,
crystal?
As I told you, the glue bubble.
The glue bubble, where?
On my Grand Seiko.
Oh, right. Yeah, but this is something that is not... Is this by design? Do all Grand Seikos have this glue bubble?
So I did the little thing real fast, and I went back, and apparently, according to history, yes, they've always used glue.
No, but
to glue the case to the crystal.
But do all have bubbles? No, that's a quality issue.
Not all. Some lines, especially the what they call the elegance line, has this issue.
Okay.
So things with the box sapphire crystal. But if you Google Grand Seiko glue bubble, you will see a litany of sources. But nonetheless, all right. So once again, I'm sure that there's lots of people sitting out there that have never even looked at the Grand Seikos, and now they're going to go rush over there and look at it with a loop and see them. It's completely normal. Nonetheless, the other one that somebody did tell me once, they said, where does your Rolex crown, in what position is it when it's screwed all the way in? Whether it's vertical, sideways. And I never even thought about this.
Nope.
And then I looked at it and mine's all crooked, right?
Yep.
And then also one more Rolex one was
I had
the Rehot.
Two Tudors where that was exactly straight. Perfect. Yeah. But then again, as you told me before, it's basically when the gaskets eventually will become a bit more smooth, or the threads of the threaded crown, whatever.
Well, going into a different topic with this, it's the same as on espresso machines. You have your portafilter, and there's a gasket, a rubber gasket, or in my case, I have a silicone gasket in there. When you pull the portafilter tight, it stops. When the gasket is new, it'll stop around 7 o'clock. And then as you wear it, it'll move towards the 6 o'clock, and then it'll move towards the 5 o'clock. And when it's around 6 or 5 o'clock, then that's time to replace this gasket.
Okay.
Because it compresses. So in the same way, the crown does the same thing. That's number one. Number two thing is, have you ever looked at the Rehot alignment on a Rolex? So you know how it says Rolex.
Yeah.
And then there's a crown, a coronet at 12 o'clock.
Right.
A lot of times when they put this Rehot in, they don't align it perfectly. So I had one, it's supposed to be like every letter is at a 5-minute marker or something, or a 1-minute marker around the dial. And mine, I had one that was literally like half a minute off. So all of the letters were in between the minute markers.
Ooh.
Yes. And this is direct, of course, from Rolex, like that. Don't forget about my crooked Cyclops bubble as well. I had that issue as well a couple times.
See, that's an issue, I think, definitely. And the other thing is when you have, for example, things that you never actually realized, like another topic of ours for today, the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch with the shape of a male genitalia on the 12 o'clock.
Yes, some people say this. I don't really see it.
No, some people
Or I
see
don't
it.
really
Some
care
people don't want
that I
to
see
see
it.
it. I don't know. But this is the same as
To me,
Grand Seiko quartz, right?
where
Where you
what
have
about
also
Grand Seiko quartz?
the quartz symbol that the older Grand Seikos had, and the Seiko watches, and the current Grand Seiko still have when they put their anniversary thing in, which has the same shape as these sort of,
A phallical shape.
Yeah. So
Yes.
this is also when people saying once you are told
See it, you can't
cannot
unsee it.
Another really big one for me is the lux of the Daytona being non.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
But once you know,
Not the
it's
lugs,
terrible.
not the lugs. It's
Not the
the no. The lugs are the same size. They extend the same way. What happened
No.
is the lug is shorter on one side.
It's slimmer on one side.
Yeah,
On
slimmer,
the side
slimmer.
where the pushers are, it's
Yeah.
slimmer. It's to counteract the pusher visual bulk. On the other
Balance.
side is a bit
But
fatter.
they didn't have this issue on only on
the
stainless steel.
the
and in
newer
the-
one. No, the newer ones are
No,
all the
no.
same. The newer ones are all
Yes,
the same.
but on the previous generation,
Correct.
you say it's to counteract this and that. But if it's gold, they don't need to counteract anything.
No, because that's money.
Naturally. Exactly. So this is
That costs too much money.
I don't get it, but sure. Okay.
Well, it was a design, or maybe they just thought, you know what, for the gold one, we rectified because it's a different mold we use for the gold, or for programming the CAD machine that does it. Who knows, right? And I said, we don't bother changing it for the steel version until the next iteration of it. So. Mine had it that I had the 126-500 had it perfectly symmetry
because it was
symmetrical.
fixed by that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I honestly, speaking of Speedmasters, I never even knew about this whole dot over 90 nonsense until the new Speedy came out. They're dot over 90. I'm like, is my dot? Where is my dot?
See this?
And by over, they mean like, is it slightly to the right of, or is it slightly on top of? Because neither of them are exactly correct, right? It's not directly on top of it. It's
if
offset.
you have a tachymeter, and we are talking about the tachymeter scale on the bezel of the Speedmaster, and there is of course always a dot where this number corresponds to. But of course, the
Yes.
numbers are growing in size because you start at 1 and then goes to whatever 200 and I don't know what. Tell me if you're
it's
wearing
a
one.
logarithmic scale.
460. Yeah, it's because it's speed, right? It's or
Yeah.
whatever. Everything that can be divided by 60 and has a speed measurement. You can measure miles, kilometers, whatever per hour, right? Because it's 60. Or pieces per hour. Everything you can measure with that if you have a specific frequency. And the 90 is on which side? It's on the bottom left. Where is it actually? The 90.
The 90 is all the way bottom left.
Bottom left, exactly.
About 730. And in this one, once again, it's 730. So it's down, yonder.
Yeah.
And then you either have a dot here or here.
Yeah,
And then they're saying above.
For
not
our
above.
listeners,
And
it's just like it's when the dot is over 90, that is super cool, and that's, oh my god, that is really the best thing you can do. For whoever found this and decided that this is better,
Yes.
I don't know.
Omega
why.
advertised this and they said, watch enthusiasts will be thrilled because the tachymeter scale has a dot over 90. And I'm like, what? Who is thrilled by this? I remember thinking back, this is one way just to distinguish generations of variants in
It's
the
just
past.
a design decision at some
But
stage.
let's talk about the GMT Master 2, right? We had this stick dial. All the stick dial was instead of the top and bottom on the one, on the
Serifs,
Roman numeral I, the serifs, it was just two
Sans serif.
eyes without serif.
serifs, yeah.
Sans serif.
Exactly.
Who cares? If
Who
Rolex comes back, like, look, we have made it a stick dial again. I guarantee you nobody would care.
Yeah, but again with the Rolex, people will care because that was a very short production time, which supposedly
Yes.
was even a mistake. Who knows if it really was?
But same with the
Rolex
dot over
never
90,
says that, right? But you know who also has dot over 90?
Who?
All the moon swatches.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
because
I'm
the
just
moon swatches.
saying.
Why? Let's talk about
it's
that.
not special
because the Moonwatch
yeah.
that it was based on was already the 2020 version, which had the dot over 90. Therefore, they took that as the sample
or the
and
old
made
one,
the one
right?
to one.
Yeah.
No, that was the new one.
But
new
the
one has the dot over 90.
Yeah, but it was referencing the old one, which had dot over 90, which was
but the
not
new
made for a long
Moonwatch
time.
references that one, right?
Yes.
So in 2020, when they came out with the new Moonwatch, that had dot over 90. 2021, we got Moonswatch. And obviously they said it was a 1-to-1 recreation of the Moonwatch. So therefore, obviously they were going to do dot over 90.
So the old Speedmasters from the 60s, they had
Mine
the dot over 90.
does not have dot over 90. Yeah.
See? You're so not in.
No, I'm not. I'm out.
That is a premium.
Let's talk
That's
about twisted lugs then. Twisted liar lugs versus straight lugs. That's another thing that I don't think, like, everybody blows out of proportion, right? Everyone talks
also,
about these.
Are these, put carved out of the case, or are they, what are they called? Are they welded in, right? Most of the cases have welded in lugs.
Lugs, yeah.
Because it's supposedly the machines were it was not easy to make the lugs directly out of one piece, right? So you had multiple piece construction.
I think this is why you would have cushion cases, right? This is why Doxas were so fat, is because all they did was they got a fat cushion and then they cut out the part in between the lugs, right?
But now with the new CAD machines on the drilling stuff, and then they can have these 3D, 5D, whatever CAD machines that can carve out stuff out of with lasers and whatever. They're so. I think it was just the industrial production was not as sophisticated as it is today. So it was a necessity back in the days.
Correct.
And then if you were very lucky, you had these cases made by, what was his name? He just passed away, the very, very famous case maker who worked with Reja Preshepi and some others and taught them. And he worked for Patek and AP, and he made these JPH. I think he was the one who put these initials in the case. And if you had a JPH case made by him, that was
Jean-Pierre Hageman.
That's why and he just passed away recently. So, and he was according to everybody who worked with him and has watches that were made by him, with cases that were made by him. He was a genius. He was one of the best. So there you go.
Just like Gerald Genta.
Well, he also had to make cases according to what the brands wanted, right? But he was the one who could do things that others didn't do, and in a quality that others couldn't do. So he was very, very obsessed with making the best cases he possibly could. That's the nice thing about horology, that there are people behind it, right? Humans, just a single human can make such a difference in certain things. And I don't know if that was something that he put in his contracts whenever he had a job for, let's say, AP or Patek or whoever, that he could put his initials in the case, or if it was something like, if it comes from my workshop, it will have this.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
It depends on how famous he was at the point, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
If they needed him, then they will do or allow him to do whatever he wants, right?
Right.
This is very similar to, other famous people signing something, right? If somebody comes to Pininfarina and says, Ferrari says, "Oh, design me a car." And Pininfarina says, "Okay, but we're putting our signature on it."
Yeah.
Ferrari's not going to say no.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah, but his watch cases were all handcrafted. So I guess you have a reason to put your name in it, right? Because it's really absolutely amazing stuff.
You making it.
And especially, I think he worked for these ones like these minute repeaters and things. So very expensive stuff, right?
So in out of our price range, but in Mahmoud's price range, right?
Well, that the Breitling, what is this? This professional model, this quartz model, has a minute repeater. Yes. What is it
Technically,
called? The night mission?
Is it a minute repeater or is it the petit sonnerie? Because technically your Grand Seiko is a petite sonnerie, right?
It says on some of the dials of the older versions from Breitling, it actually says minute repeater.
I have not seen this.
Yeah, the Breitling Aerospace minute repeater. It actually has it printed on the dial, which is weird to have that, but it is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very hard to do that with a speaker, right?
Yeah, but still, it's something that you don't, associate with a Breitling, and especially not with a quartz watch, to have a minute repeater. But it's true. So,
according to, I mean, once again, you can have a chronograph, you can have a timer, you can have a bunch of things in a quartz module. So it's still called a chronograph, right? You're not changing the name. So therefore, if you spit out a little series of beeps, technically speaking, it's still doing its job, right?
Yeah.
It is still a minute repeater.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, of course, is when you have a proper minute repeater, is that it's all, how do you say that? Real mechanical, and it basically
sound.
reads the time or knows the time, and then makes the gongs according to what time it is, and then just continues keeping the current time. It's not just the watch stops in between, right? So this is mind blowing of how you can do this in gears. I personally I can't wrap my hand around how you could do this, and I find this absolutely fantastic. So with a quartz watch, well, it's more like a small little computer or integrated circuit, so it's probably much easier to do. So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anywho, let's get on to our topic for the day.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Speedmaster. Everyone's favorite watch.
The dot over 90. So what if you want to have a dot over 90, but you don't want to have a Speedmaster?
Exactly. That's the question.
Our topic is today.
You get a moon swatch. No, the topic is, I know you, Ralf, you mentioned in the last episode that you have always wanted to get along with this, to click with the Speedmaster.
Yes.
But you never have. You've tried the black one, you've tried the white one, you've tried variations, and it just doesn't work for you. And I know a lot of people have told me this. So the question is then, you still want something like a Speedmaster. What do you get? You had obviously a Daytona, which I think a lot of people would put the Speedmaster and the Daytona in the same camp, the same category, despite the fact that one costs 10 times more than the other on the gray market.
Yeah.
But there are quite a few options that you can go at if you want a Speedmaster. Speedmaster in quotations, a chronograph. There's a lot of different things, right? You can go all the way back to, if you have a couple $100, you could get yourself a Bulova Moonwatch, right? Which is almost 100%. Identical 100%. To the Speedmaster, and went to the moon.
It was actually a proper Lume watch. I mean, what is it called? The Lunar Pilot, right? It's called the Bulova Lunar Pilot. Famously worn, known as the other Moonwatch, because David Scott, the astronaut David Scott, wore this at Apollo 14 or 15, I think for 15, Apollo 15, when his Speedmaster failed.
Yeah. So, mind blown. So the Bulova.
Yeah, worked. And it's a high frequency quartz movement. I think this is why it's so cool. It's like not like the spring drive, but it's very smooth because it's so high frequency ticking that it's nearly smooth. Very, very cool. And I think there is a Tissot that I think is a good replacement for a Speedmaster.
Which one?
Very affordable. Let me see. I don't know. It's called PRS 516.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, then look it up because I think it's a very
PRS
nice
5. Yeah. Okay, it's a regular generic Tissot chronograph.
For this money, if you give me this money and I have to buy something retail, that's a very good choice.
This is 2,200 dirhams in Rivoli, and it does look a lot like a Speedmaster. A lot.
And it's a
so
really,
that I think
really nice
you could,
watch.
from across the room, somebody would confuse this with the Speedmaster.
Mhm.
and of course, we can't forget, you already mentioned it, all of the moon swatches.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just get yourself a moon swatch.
Yeah,
Right? That could be a
totally.
substitute.
I mean, and if you put this on a nice strap, not the ones that it came with. I mean, the newer ones are nicer. The new Moon, Earth, whatever models have a better strap now. But if you put it on a nice strap, it just really gives you that feeling of a Moonwatch. Of course, it's very light. You have to live with that it's just a few grams because it's plastic or bioceramic.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good example. And another one would be the Seiko. Seiko has two. One is a Prospex, that's a bit more expensive, and one is a normal Seiko. Look up the SSB 031 just to see SSB
So I know
031. SSB.
I'm very familiar with the Seiko. With the Seiko lineup in terms of their chronographs, right? Because there's not that many Seiko chronographs. This is a quartz one, right?
Yes, that's quartz.
But they also have a mechanical.
But this is because it looks very similar to a.
It does.
Right.
So
and it does have a date, but it's the date disc is in dial color, so it really fades away. It's on 430, so if you don't want to see it, you don't see it.
On the other hand,
yeah. Okay.
There is the Seiko, which is available in a few colors. The Prospex, the speed timer, mechanical.
Is this
and that is a pretty decent watch.
SSC 819P1?
No idea.
No?
Because
that was the one I found, which I think.
And this one, we're pushing the boundary of price. We're going up to around 10,000 dirhams. You could probably get it a little bit less, but that, of course, is a mechanical chronograph, which is going to be. If you want a speedy, most of the people would want a mechanical watch. Right?
I'm sending you something in the chat here, and this is the SSC 819 from Seiko, and it's not mechanical. It's also it's a solar quartz, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, solar quartz, $700. But that is also it's called the speed timer. I mean, you can't make it up, right? I mean, instead of, Speedmaster, you call it speed timer. It's very close, and it does have the same thing. It doesn't have dots over 90 because you know what they did? How clever they were. They actually put the names sideways, not horizontal, but actually radial.
So on the rehat,
on the bezel, so that you don't the tachymeter scale. So that you don't even need a dot over 90 or over under whatever. You can just put the number directly straight radial from it. So yes. Cool.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because if they would do that at the Speedmaster, if they decided to put the numbers not horizontal, like you look at the watch and all the numbers are actually facing you straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you do them radial, that means like from the inside out. So that means, and then of course, as you can see here on this watch, they decided that the top part is, the bottom of the numbers is on the inner side, while on the lower part, the bottom side of the numbers is, the top part of the number is inside. So that means that you have them more or less facing you, but not really, especially not on the sides. But it's these kind of things, when you actually look at them, this is a bit like this previous topic, right? There's so many choices what you can do with the numbering, right? For example, just how many.
This one doesn't have any what's it called, lug guards or whatever you want to call it. Not lug guards, pusher guards.
Yeah,
crown guards, whatever you want to say. Yeah, so it's giving a more vintage vibe, right? In addition, this one has that very famous version with the orange dial and the Pepsi bezel. Have you seen this one?
No.
So that's the one that everyone always talked about when it came out. Everybody was all about the orange dial. It's like a yellowish sunburst orange dial. It is the SBDL117. But still. L117. I guarantee you've seen this in a video or two.
Is that the poke?
It is the poke. That's what it's called.
The poke. Yes. Yes, it's the Pogue.
Is it?
It's a new version.
It is. It is the Pogue.
It's basically the re-edition of the old Pogue. Yeah.
Yes.
but in quartz.
Although the old Pogue was
it mecha quartz?
a single dial, a single subdial.
Okay.
So the old Pogue had a single subdial at 6 o'clock for the running seconds, I'm guessing. Maybe not. I don't know. And then the chronograph would be just for the seconds hand. Something along those lines.
So much of knowledge about Seiko stuff here in this podcast.
Yes.
What would you? What else? What else would you think about?
I think since we're in Seiko realm here. What about the newly released? It's not. I mean, we're going out on a limb here.
Mm-hmm.
But the SRPL 91 and 93.
Okay.
So the 91 would be the black dial, I think.
I need to look it up again. What is it number?
SRPL 91.
91. Yeah.
Why is this related? You don't know.
Why is this related to what?
Why are we talking about this three-hander when we're talking about Moonwatch alternatives?
What do I know? Because it definitely didn't stop 14 seconds.
It did more than 14 seconds. So this watch, which is a mechanical three-hand with a day-date complication from Seiko, is a reissue of is a Seiko 5, exactly. You can walk into the store right now and pick them up for 1,500 dirhams, either black or silver dial, and they're limited edition, limited to a whopping 10,000 pieces.
999.
I shit you not. Yeah. Nonetheless,
so
this is the watch that was worn.
In any case, establish, as we I think did multiple times already, anything that is as a limited edition above 1,000 pieces for mechanical watches is not limited.
Yes,
this
I agree.
Is
entirely.
Basically like, come on, right? Like Panerai always says, limited to 1,000. Yeah, and then a year later they just change the number and just make another 1,000. Right?
Yes. So now, what is this one called? What is the nickname for this watch? Do you know? No.
Is it? Wait.
Gene Kranz.
Oh, I don't know that. No. I thought it was
Kranz.
Turtle or something.
Who is Gene Kranz?
Gene Kranz is the person that invented the
light bulb. No. He was the flight director, NASA's chief flight director during all of the Apollo missions.
So he was on Earth the whole time? Poor him. Yeah. Okay.
But he was the one, and he is pictured wearing this watch, the black dial variant, throughout all of the Apollo missions, essentially. So this is an actual, recreation of that watch, just like the Moonwatch is a recreation of the original Moonwatch. If you have 1,500 dirhams to spare, this is a direct link.
It's a nice watch.
NASA history.
Yeah. I like it.
And it's great.
Yeah, I mean
37 millimeters.
But what I always find very tough to apprehend for me is the guaranteed precision or accuracy of these watches from Seiko. Right? They have this like plus minus 30 seconds or plus minus 45 seconds a day, and you think like, what? I don't want a watch that goes off like by a minute every day, right? They are on the wrist when worn usually way more accurate. But the stated guarantee when Seiko admits there's something wrong with it must be out of this kind of range that they give you, which is huge. Right? And I don't understand why that sometimes is with Seiko, because they usually work much better and much more precise. But because even if you're saying, I mean, he was a flight director, so he would need to know pretty accurately what the time is.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
And I thought, whoa.
Yeah, so he's like, what time is it now? And he checks his watch and he's 5 minutes off of the actual mission clock. But nonetheless, it's still cool. It's relevant. It's historical. It's cheap. I really like it. And another fun fact is it has the day-date complication, if you know Seiko. You have the two languages On the day, usually you get whatever region you're in. So for us, we would get Arabic and English. This one, regardless of where you are, you will get the JDM version, which is the Arabic and then the English and then the kanji.
Japanese.
So, cool. I
Very
like
nice.
it. I've looked at it. I've been on the fence a couple times. The date window, I hate it so much.
The date window is also, it's
watch.
like they wanted it to stand out, right? On the silver version,
It did.
you have the date window with a black background.
So white date, black.
Wood. Yeah.
And this is reversed. No, it's the same on the silver dial as well.
So it's
So
white.
it's both the same.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't reverse it, but it's a great looking watch.
It gives a nice, interesting contrast. So, yeah, why not?
It does. I like it. So maybe if I'm in the market for a day-date complication, this would be a good one.
I have another Speedmaster alternative that you might like. I mean, I don't know if it is really something you would consider, but I'll put it in the chat here. What do you think about this? It's a Hamilton Intramatic.
Okay, no. So I was going to say a Hamilton as well. The Intramatic, I'm a big fan of. If for those of you that know, it's a bi-compax, not a tri-compax, like the Speedmaster.
Yeah.
But it is a friggin' cool watch. Aside from one glaring issue, and that is the size.
Yeah, and the lugs are long.
Yeah. So I think it's something like 52, 54 lug to lug. It is, the thickness is like 16 millimeters.
Yeah, that's because the Hamilton, it's based on, of course, the Eta Valjoux 7753. So the reference is actually H31. So it's a Hamilton specific one with 60 hours of power reserve, which is pretty cool. But it's based on the 7753 version. So, the biggest change is that they have a much higher power reserve, right? But still with 28,800 vibrations as a chronograph, important because then you have more, accurate timing.
But yeah. At the end of the day, it's still a chronograph. It's a mechanical chronograph, and it is fairly attainable. I think it's around $2,000, 8,000 dirhams, which is for a mechanical chronograph. Yeah. I mean, once again, the Seiko costs more than this.
Yeah, and you have to see with Hamilton, Longines, all of these guys, you get ETA movements, but not the ETA movements that are in other watches. And
not the shitters they're selling to other people.
No, the internal Swatch Group movements, they're upgraded. This one, for example, has a much more refined kinematic chain, as they call it. So from the barrel to the escapement, everything is optimized to have the longer power reserve. Then you have
also silicone
escapement regulator is different. You have more reliability and precision. You have a better mainspring with 60 hours. You have this better rotor. All of this in enhancements they didn't do to the 7750 for the one that they sell to others. They do for them internally, right? So,
and this does open up a big list of options of Speedmaster related stuff within the Swatch Group, right? You could go, if you want to go one level above Longines, the one level above Hamilton, you would go Longines, right? The Longines Avigation, the Big Eye, is a fantastic looking watch that looks exactly like another Swatch Group brand, Breguet. It looks almost a spitting image of the Type 20, right?
Yes, and the Type 20 is I had the watch for a while, the Breguet Type 20, for a few years. And it is a lovely watch. It is really, really nice. It has this Lemania 72 movement inside, or now it's a Breguet movement because Breguet bought Lemania at the time, so that it's now in-house. But that is one of the not high-end necessarily chronograph movements, but one of the most widely used ones during a period of time. There was basically, this movement was in every Omega and every Breguet and every chronograph at some stage, right? The 72. And it's a flyback even. So, yeah, it has a famous issue that sometimes the minute hand doesn't actually go back to 12. And then while the chronograph is running, you pull out the crown, and then you actually can tweak the position of where the reset position is.
Not quite the
Very
same
weird.
thing, but similarly, for those that have an old Lamania movement that's non-hacking, you can also play with that a little bit. So, for instance, by gently rotating the crown backwards, you can effectively hack the movement.
Yeah.
It must be very good for the movement, I'm sure. I don't know. I've done it a bunch of times.
It's okay. It's just not too bad. But who knows?
Yes. So
I sent you another small image there, which is a Mido multifort. And you know that's I don't know. This cannot be considered an alternative for the Speedmaster. It's more like
it's square.
A watch that is looking like a Glashütte Original.
Yes, but it's still...
chronograph from the same group. No, it's Mido is Swatch Group, right? Mido's also Swatch Group. Yeah.
Mido is Swatch. Yes. So, but I'm saying, it doesn't look exactly like it. I don't think these two would be cross-shopped.
No.
In any sense of the word, right? But there is a few Glashütte ones that would be, right? The Senator 60s line has a chronograph that looks very cool, also a bicompax.
Yeah.
Once again, a little big, because we have to remember that I'm guessing somebody who wants a Speedy would want something of the same size. And even though Speedy says 42 mm, right, it actually is a 40. And they're measuring crown guards on that one.
Yeah.
So it's not 42. The actual bezel is 40. So when we compare it to the Longines, when we compare it to the Hamilton, those are significantly larger watches. What else? What else pops into your mind as an alternative for?
Yeah, I think we mentioned Hamilton. I mentioned these Psychos, the Bulova, of course. Maybe there's another one that I'm thinking about. I mean, there's a Bell and Ross actually that I found in one of these articles talking about it. Let me check which number it is. It's the BRV2-94. BRV
2-94.
Yeah.
It is.
What?
I was already saying it's going to be ugly. Surprisingly not ugly. This is one of the times Bell and Ross made something that it is, I mean, spitting image, almost spitting image of a Speedy. It's as if a Speedmaster and a Tudor Black Bay Chrono had a baby, because it has the screw down pushers for the chronograph, which is a very
has
Black
100
Bay
meters, 100 meters water resistance. Not bad.
Well, we haven't even gone into that, right? Tudor has a whole lineup of chronographs now coming in all kinds of different ways and forms and shapes and.
But I think. Why did I need to say that? I think it was because of the design, maybe because of the bicompax design. I didn't, but I chose another one.
You mentioned you chose the Hamilton.
Exactly. So weird. I exclude them. But I also feel we should mention the elephant in the room, which is not easy to get, but the Daytona.
Well, we mentioned the Daytona. The first thing we mentioned.
Yeah, but so it is.
Yeah, you can't get it, but it's there. And the cheaper version of the Daytona would be the Tudor, right? They're very similar in terms of kind of look.
Yeah.
In terms of the pusher design, the case design, things like this.
And why it's never happening, I don't know. But I want the already shown prototype.
Yes, the big block.
Of the big block. It's 3 counters, right? I want it. the in-house chronograph movement.
Yes, I know, you've said this 1,000 times. Yeah.
And I'm always thinking it comes this year. This year it has to come. But I mean, I'm looking for September. Is it? It's already September. When November maybe? Who knows? Maybe for Dubai Watch Week. They release it just for me.
Yeah, I don't think so. What about because Tudor obviously has a few things. We're familiar with the chrono. The big Black Bay Chrono line, right? Bunch of different colors, flamingo, blue, and God knows what pink and XYZ, right? But they also have in their Pelagos FXD 2 different versions of chronos, right? They
correct.
Cycling edition, which they made the red and the yellow for the Tour de France. Oh no, sorry, pink and yellow. And then they also made the one for Red Bull yacht boat America's Cup racing thing. Alinghi, that's what it was. The Red Bull Alinghi chronograph, which both of those are obviously bicompacts, but still, I think with a carbon case, we're much closer to what the modern Speedmaster would be, right?
Yeah. See, I mean, I'm yes, but I also feel like when we are looking at this, I know it's not really appropriate, but you could also look at some used pre-owned watches, and if you look at the Master Control from JLC, Master Control chronograph, you have a very similar feeling, I think, on the wrist than a Speedmaster.
By that
even
logic,
better.
let's talk about the beautiful Corne de Vache that Mahmoud wore last week. Guess what? Speedmaster movement. Okay, it's got a little prettier on the, when you look through the case back, and it's got some little brushing and gold and blah, blah, blah. But it's a Speedmaster movement. It's a Lamania. And for 180K to have a Lamania that's...
Well,
anyway.
but I have another one. I saw that day before yesterday on a birthday party. The birthday child, which is of course a full-grown man, was wearing the AP Remaster 1.
Which was what?
Yeah, it's a very good Speedmaster.
Well, I remember the AP Remaster
like
2 because I like the Remaster 2.
Yeah, look at the Remaster 01. See, there you go. It's definitely
it's a Speedmaster.
Or a Corne de Vache. See how the
it's kind of ugly
because it is basically a Speedmaster, but looking even more historical, right?
It is ugly.
Depends.
And it has an unsigned crown.
Yes. But this was 200 pieces, right? AP Remaster 1, I think. And it has a gold and steel mix on it. There's a lot of interesting choices that is done. So it's definitely
and an unsigned
watch,
crown.
That's a watch that you don't see very often. All right? I mean, that is it is special. You can say what you want.
All right. Special. All right. Before we go way out of the realm of possibility, what about within Omega itself? They have, we're talking Moonwatch here, but technically, Omega has the first Omega in space. They have the Flightmaster. They have the X33. They have, what else? They had something else that was on the tip of my tongue. And they have quite a few other chronographs that are alternatives, like the 1957. All of these are things that you could buy instead of a Moonwatch and still be in the Speedmaster family.
Yes, and if you wanted to go into the real homage watch, you go to AliExpress or equivalents, and you go to the San Martins and the Addis Dive and what they are all called, these homage brands who do not put Omega on the dial, but of course their own names, but they will create some really nice ones. Seagull movements, some of them have some really good mechanical
Screw
ones.
the Seagull. Let's talk about the Seagull actual watch.
Yeah, also actually a good one.
The Seagull chronograph that you can buy on Amazon for 1,000 dirhams, full mechanical chronograph.
Yes.
Insane value.
And they're around since 1955, Seagull, and they make chronographs since 1963 or something. So
what is it called again? I forgot the actual model.
Well, there's one model. It's called the 1963, but I don't think this is the one you're referring to.
1963, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. The Seagull.
Yeah, that's
1963.
The famous
chronograph
one. Also
watch.
bicompacts. Yeah, it's a very nice one.
It's a good looking watch, and I have to say, look through the case back. It looks great.
It is a very pretty movement. Yeah,
it is, and I for under 1,000 dirhams, I've seen it a bunch of times on Amazon, and I thought to myself, maybe you just buy it and you return it if you don't like it, but I never ended up doing it. But also, what about IWC? What about Zenith? Both of these are chronograph companies, or they specialize. I would say their main specialty is
especially Zenith. I mean, that's That's definitely.
El Primero,
the
right?
Chronomaster line or Chronomaster Sport line, definitely something to consider.
This is the old one or the new one?
It doesn't matter.
Because I like the Chronomaster Revival, and then the Chronomaster Sport is the modern variation, right?
But you have
That's how
also
it
an
works.
old Chronomaster Sport, I think, right? Isn't there an older version for that? But generally, there's so many different Chronomasters.
Yeah, the Chronomaster Sport is the Zaytona.
Yes, correct.
Yes. That we should use the proper lingo.
Zaytona.
If you want me to, the Zaytona, yes.
And that can be had for, half of retail.
Pennies.
Half of retail. Whereas it's still cheaper than a new Speedmaster. You can buy it like new, pre-owned. And you get a lovely Zenith El Primero movement.
Well, I have been after the Zenith. I was just telling my wife, I think my next watch will be a Zenith, my next kind of big watch purchase. I want the Zenith Chronomaster Shadow Revival.
Because you like ladder bracelets. I do not.
No, not even that.
It doesn't.
It's the fact that it doesn't have a date.
Mm.
It is one of the very few El Primero movements without a date. And
mine didn't have one either.
I know you say this every time.
It didn't have a date.
Yes, I know.
And by the way, it's
but you
sold,
had some
right?
weird ass shit going on with the little. Yeah, but you had some weird movement in it with the twin barrels. And
twin escapement, twin barrels, even mainsprings, hairsprings.
So I think they didn't have space for a date. It wasn't that they didn't want to put it.
And it's
just they ran out of space.
And you know this shop that I sold it to, which offered me to buy it back for a decent price. Yeah, it's gone.
I'm not surprised.
So it's gone. It's gone now. Somebody bought it, and it's a bit sad. On the other hand, it's always something that I had in the back of my mind whenever I made a decision about a new watch, saying you could also buy this watch back, right? Because it was just lying around in the shop for 3 or 4 years, and I thought, maybe I just want to buy it back. But then it's always the question: do you want something new, or do you want something that you already had? In the end, now the decision is made for me. It's gone.
Well, that's good to know, although you can always get another one. But in this case, there is a very good reason why there wasn't a date window in this. Apparently, this black, because it's not blacked out, it's grayed out, essentially. It's a black dial with a gray titanium, like a dark gray bead-blasted titanium case. And if you want the ladder bracelet that comes with it, also in titanium bead-blasted gray. But no, once again, no date window. And the reason is, apparently, this watch, it's a Chronomaster Revival. Revival meaning it's a remake of something that they had in the previous, past catalog. But this was a prototype watch. Oh. And apparently this prototype watch had a movement by, it was not an El Primero. It had a Movado movement. And this Movado movement had no date. So when they said we're going to reissue or remake this watch, they stayed true to the original and made an El Primero with no date, which I think is really, really cool. The story as well is pretty neat that it was like, why the hell? And no one knows. Why did it have a Movado movement in it? They said, this was, I heard this on the Hodinky podcast a long time ago, but they said that a lot of Movados used Zenith movements, but no one was aware that there was a reverse, sharing thing. And it doesn't make any sense. Why would you take a chronograph from Movado, a movement? They said technically we don't know what it was because just the bridge was signed to Movado. But why would they have done this? Why would Zenith have done this?
I don't know. I think Zenith is also one of these brands in general. I mean, the history is weird, interesting, very interesting, but weird.
Interesting, weird.
Then it's the current situation is interesting and weird because some of their watches are looking like very close to Hublot, right?
Yes, yeah.
And some watches are, I mean, they're part of the same family, so LVMH, but still, it's like, then they are actively selling their movements to other in the family as well. You can get Bulgari chronograph with the Zenith movement and so on and so on. There's lots of sharing. Tag Heuers with the high beat Zenith movements and stuff like that existed. So it's just, and they make 10,000 watches or less than 10,000 watches these times per year. I mean, if you talk about Vacheron Constantin saying one of not many, I mean, Zenith is one of next to nobody, right? If you have one, because they do less than half of the watches than that Vacheron Constantin produces. And this is one of the more exclusive sort of watch brands, one of the smallest production from the Holy Trinity. But still, I mean, you are on Lange & Söhne level of watches, around 8,000, 10,000 watches a year. That's Zenith. And I find this fascinating that there is a watch brand that produces as many watches as the Seiko 5 limited edition you just mentioned in a year.
So
it's like, woof.
It tells you a lot, right?
It just makes me feel a
watch.
bit like I hope they survive, because I mean they need to sell watches.
I want this watch, but the problem is their prices are redonkulous, right?
They have increased
when you look at this watch,
like
it's 40K,
yeah.
And you're like 40K for a chronograph. That's a Zenith on the dial, right? With nobody in there, the average Joe doesn't know. And then you look at the secondhand values, and you can find the same one nearly new, 20K.
Yeah.
And
that's a shame.
Why would I pay? And I try to tell them this in the boutique, obviously. I'm like, what are you doing for me that is going to make me spend 20,000 extra dirhams on your watch as opposed to buying it? Because you ask for discounts, like, okay, we'll give you 1.25% discount. And I'm like, that doesn't even, fill up my gas tank. So at this point, why bother buying from a Zenith boutique?
Yes, that's a very good question, and I think this is one of the consequences of the slowdown in the Swiss watch industry at the moment, is that we will get discounts again. The problem is that they have created their mono-brand boutiques exclusively to control that selling that usually authorized dealers would do, because they sit on non-moving inventory. So eventually they will just discount it and get it out of the door. But boutiques don't have that problem because they are run by the brands, most of them at least. And so that means they don't have to give discounts unless the brand is in trouble and needs to move inventory. And then they end up as well saying, okay, now we didn't want to give discounts actually, but now we have to maybe. So and then this is it. This is just getting people to take action. If you're on the store and you're looking at movements, at watches, I mean, it's not that the Zenith boutique is brimming with people, right? So you have to, if there's somebody in it and it says like, I want this watch, but I'm not paying this money. And it's like, oh, right, let's have a negotiation, right?
Well, I told you I wanted to buy the Hodinkee limited edition.
Yeah, no.
52,000 dirhams retail price. No, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
We agreed on a price. We said we would do 47. And we shook. Mazal, right? Everything was done. And what did they do? The lady called her manager after negotiation. And the manager said no. But why would she offer it to me at a specific price? And then renege. And that really pissed me off.
Yeah, this is not nice. I agree with you. If you are a sales representative and you cannot make the call, then don't negotiate.
Then don't freaking tell me a price.
Yeah,
exactly. So, yes, if you're listening, Zenith Boutique, Dubai Mall, I'm mad at you. Give me a discount, 50%.
Would you still buy it? Would
Revival Shadow.
Would you still buy it?
No, I would absolutely not. No, I would.
See,
but I would buy the Shadow Chronomaster Revival thingy for a 50% discount if they offered it to me.
Okay,
right now, I'd be right now.
Yeah,
I would probably even do 40% discount. I'll be generous.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Chronomaster Sport, right? I mean, for what it's worth, it's a 43,000 dirham watch at the moment, so something like $12,000 or so. Is it worth it? Yes, you could say that if you're comparing it to a Daytona, right? From a just value for money, when you think, like, okay, this is in the same wheelhouse. The Daytona might be $2,000 more expensive, or 10,000 dirhams more expensive, but it's of course brand cachet and stuff. But technically, it's equal. But then the problem is Zenith sees itself at that level, and the rest of the world just, it's tough. I mean,
Yeah, and JLC had the same issue, right? Is we know JLC was a bit above, your average brand.
Yes.
Definitely above Rolex. But they were still having this kind of, issue where not everyone knew this.
Yeah.
So if not everyone knows it, then how are you going to justify this? If everyone knows Rolex, but not everyone knows Zenith or JLC, how do you put your watches up for the same price?
And now you look at a watch on Chrono for 24, a Chronomaster Sport. If you're looking as an alternative, again, coming back to the topic, Speedmaster, there you can get, for the price of a Speedmaster, pre-owned, in very good condition like new, you can get a Zenith Chronomaster Sport. And that is a lovely watch.
It's cool with a square case. It is very cool. It's titanium. It's high beat.
No.
I'm not.
Chronomaster Sport. The Chronomaster Sport.
Oh, I'm talking about the Chronomaster.
No, I'm talking about the Speedmaster comparison.
Yeah.
So
but
you have
I'm
the
thinking,
three
but if we're
subdials and all
talking,
this stuff,
but that's what the Zenith Revival has as well.
Yeah. But I'm talking about a bit more like from a design perspective, similar.
Moderner.
Similar. So black dial or white dial if you want, ceramic bezel, blah, blah, blah. Same as the Speedmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the one more question, then we can end this topic then. I think we have established there are alternatives. There are plenty of them.
Yes.
And if a watch doesn't click with you, like for me, the Speedmaster just doesn't click with me. I clicked with the Daytona. I clicked with the Zenith El Primero's Chronomaster Sport. I think it wears nice on my wrist. I love it. And I maybe even get one day. But my point is, if you want a Speedmaster and you love the Speedmaster, do you take the Hasselite or the Sapphire Sandwich?
Hasselite all day, every day.
Why?
Because it's the original.
Yeah, but why? It scratches.
Because who cares? That's how it's supposed to be.
You
can
see
buff out the scratches if you want. I've only had one dial replacement or crystal replacement in my 8 years of ownership.
But you can't see the movement.
I like my little seahorse on the back, and it says flight qualified for all manned space. I did see that some people got a little upset that it says manned, and they were, I don't know if they actually did or didn't change it to human flight.
but human also has man in it.
Yeah. So human. But yes, apparently this was a thing. Yeah. And speaking of this being a thing, we mentioned at the beginning that we were going to talk about Hans Wilsdorf and his, quickly mention his issues. Apparently, he's been tied to some naughty activities during World War II. Allegedly,
the intelligence service of the UK thought, or at the time Great Britain thought, or was it UK? It doesn't matter.
He was a Nazi
thought
spy.
that he could be a Nazi sympathizer. Whatever, we don't know for sure. We know that there is the documents that say that they think he is, but is it proof? Who knows? He definitely did good deeds for prisoners of war of the Allied forces and not the German forces. So, and he was a big lover of everything British. So I'm not so sure. I mean,
he was a huge Britophile.
Yes. That's why he had the second brand called Tudor.
Anglophile is the word I'm looking for. But yes,
not only Anglophile. He loved the crown and the monarchy and all of his stuff. He was a fan of this. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know if it's true or not.
But it's still fun drama. Everybody likes this kind of drama.
Yeah, but it didn't get much traction, right? I mean, it was.
No, I don't think so. I think it was
somewhere
nonsense,
it was reported in some of the major outlets, but it wasn't really a big story because everybody's like, well, the guy's dead for
like at this point,
for how long?
If he was alive, it'd be a different story, right? So yes, your waiting list position for your Daytona will not be affected. By Hans Wilsdorf's Nazi, quote unquote, potential alleged Nazi
sympathizing
conspiracies.
If it's nobody knows if it's true. for sure.
And on that bombshell,
Ja,
I think it's time to end.
adios.
Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.